You're watching TVC Breakfast. Now, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has crossed another milestone. And today, it's all about the political giant as he celebrates his 70th birthday. And messages have been coming from across the world for the man who is seen in many lights as a mentor and a leader and a father, and in many ways qualified in different ways. That he is many things to many people, but it is agreed that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a man of the people. So joining me for more discussions on the man Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his achievements is a seasoned journalist and columnist for me, Komolafe. It's good to have you join me this morning.
It's my pleasure.
Welcome.
It's my
Great.
pleasure.
And also joining us live from Eco Hotels and Suites venue of the 13th Bola Ahmed Tinubu colloquium is elder statesman Alhaji Tanko Yakasai. Alhaji, good morning. It's good to have you join us and welcome to Lagos.
Good morning. It's a pleasure meeting you again. How are you?
Very fine. Let me start with you, Alhaji. You are in Lagos and it's great to have you around. Talk to us basically on the man Bola Tinubu. Both of you have worked together, visioning Nigeria, steering the ship of leadership towards molding young generation and molding the nation. What would you say is the man Bola Tinubu? What kind of a person is he from your perspective?
Well, Bola Tinubu is a type of people that God purposely created to do something to make a difference in the society. They're not the only one, but they are rare people. God created them at a particular time for them to deliver on his message. You think of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ was sent by God at his own time to liberate the Israelites. The Christianity is named after him. His name is Jesus Christ. Then they took part of the name to make it the religion, the name of their religion, Christianity. You have this type of people throughout history. You take, for instance, the great Soviet Union. Lenin led the struggle for the overthrow of the royal, the emperor. Without Lenin, there wouldn't have been a revolution in Russia. Lenin led the struggle for the revolution of Russia against Tsarist domination, and he suffered a lot, exiled and so on and so forth. But he led the revolution. Without Lenin, there wouldn't have been an October revolution in Russia. The first stage of the revolution they called bourgeois revolution. After it did not serve the interest of the revolution, they did another one, October Revolution, and that was the foundation of the Soviet Union. Lenin was leading the formation of the state when he was shot, and eventually he died of his wounds. Then God brought Stalin to complete the work of Lenin. It was Stalin who built the Soviet Union into a world power. Without the Soviet Union, Hitler could not have been defeated. America, British, and the rest of them could not defeat Hitler. The Soviet Union played a significant role, the leading role in the defeat of Nazi Germany. And so the same thing God does, he brought Nkrumah in Ghana to lead liberation of struggle for Africa, and he brought Herbert Macaulay to Nigeria to lead the biggest nation in the black world for liberation, for the struggle. He was part of the Saro people who were captured from Nigeria and taken away to different places, but later they came back, they were brought back. And Herbert Macaulay emerged from them. Well educated, he has 6 degrees or 5 degrees of his own. He was an architect, an engineer, and so forth and so forth. But a politician. He led the struggle for independence for Nigeria. Without him, the struggle for independence in Nigeria wouldn't have started. So this is how God does things. So Bola Ahmed Tinubu came to deliver a message that God sent him. He is the father of modern Lagos. See how he expanded the place. The biggest problem in Lagos was space. Even when we were young, when I first came to Lagos, 1952, I was about 27 years old or so. It was not easy to travel from one place to another. Then as the place kept on growing, the problem of go slow in Lagos, the traffic jam, was the headache all over the place. To find a place to build a house, even for the government official, was no joke. God, in His infinite mercy, brought Bola Tinubu to save Lagos from that problem. No people ruled Lagos before him, during the colonial days and after. Yeah, but it was only Bola Tinubu that was inspired by God to reclaim the sea and expand the land mass of Lagos. Now Lagos has got a lot of places. We have this new place, not tomorrow called the one extended. Lekki, Lekki is made by God, but through the instrumentality of Bola Tinubu, now is a big city with modern buildings. The latest was the Dangote refinery, which is the biggest refinery, not only in Africa but in the world. Other industries are located. There is no place in the old Lagos where you can locate new industries. Yet, Bola Tinubu created Lekki and provided the most space for Lagos to expand for people coming from all parts of the country and all beyond to come and live. Now people can come and can own land and can go about their business comfortably. It is a special gift to Nigeria that we have Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Alhaji, you've taken us down memory lane, and it's quite beautiful to hear how you paint the picture. It's really nice. Now, one more question I'll ask you is the issue of leadership and mentorship. You've spoken so much about the capacity and things that Bola Tinubu has done, which you have seen and commended. Now, when it comes to passing those qualities and capacity to the next generation, what do we all stand to learn, especially as young people, from our own perspective? What do we have to learn from the man Tinubu and his leadership style and capacity?
Well, from the colonial time to date, Nigeria produced many leaders. And they are great, they are all right. But most of them are not particularly gifted in the way God has decided to endow Bola Ahmed Tinubu. If you look at the number of friends, people who took part in the struggle for political emancipation in Lagos, for development, with Tinubu side by side, he kept them along and he empowered them. Is a leader who creates leaders. You begin to count the number of people who are now in the leading position, who are made possible by instrumentality, by God and through the instrumentality of the leadership of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They are right. They are leaders in their own right. Traditional rulers, business people, politicians, and the rest of them. We have them. There are so many, and all of them will definitely tell you that they are made by God and through the instrumentality of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He's the man who create, who provide position to people who work with him, big and small, depending on your ability. There are people who are really nothing to talk about at their idea, but through their association with Bola Ahmed Tinubu, now they are great people in Nigeria, ministers, governors, and so on. And this is the man who is specifically gifted by God with forgiveness. People betrayed him, would be ungrateful to him. He will go and join forces with his enemies to destroy him. When that fails, they eventually decide to come back. And automatically, he will forgive them. You will not even remember that at one time they were at odds with one another. This is a special. You can't count of all the leaders that we have produced in Nigeria, people with this kind of spirit, like Bola Ahmed Tinubu, of forgiveness. You know, it's not easy to forgive. Only God forgives. But human beings, some of the attributes of God, dash part of it to human beings. So Bola Ahmed Tinubu, apart from being great in his own right, he was gifted with patience and forgiveness. And therefore, he will not hold his garage against you. He will quarrel with you, you betrayed him, but when you come back, he will embrace you arms. You will forget about the past. You cannot talk about somebody's past to Tinubu because it's gone. He's a man of the future. He's moving ahead all the time. So it's a leader that God has created to serve a purpose in his own time, and he's doing his best. People who are working with him should please double their efforts so that they can help him achieve the purpose of God in creating him.
All right. Thank you so much, Elder Statesman Alhaji Tanko Yakasai. Thank you for talking to us and thank you for speaking to us. And it's good to have you around in Lagos. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Right. All right. Let me turn to Fumi Komolafe here. Now, a lot of people, someone said recently, just yesterday, that Tinubu has become an institution, an enigma that is so popular, yet so unknown by a lot of people. It was kind of a contradiction where this person is, a lot of people are very far off knowing he is there, he is this, he is that, but they don't really know the worth of what he is and what he stands for and so on, or it may be misunderstood as the case may be. From your perspective, can you, why is that contradiction, if there is?
I'm not sure it's a deep contradiction.
Okay.
Those who choose not to know probably are the elite that have decided for some reason not to take a critical view or study of what is happening around them. The masses know who their leaders are. The people know who their leaders are. And it is to the credit of Bola Tinubu Asiwaju. He is a pro-people person. And this is a rare, if you place his background as a professional accountant, you know, if you place it side by side, his political role. Accountants generally are very, I'm sorry to say, and seem to be stingy People call them stingy, but they will not tell you they are stingy. They are saying that
they are prudent.
They are prudent. They will prefer to use the word prudent. But where you have, and this is from the mind, this is the person, not the professional. Some people are just so caring for the poor, and that is where I place Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. For instance, he's credited with setting a progressive agenda in Lagos State with the blueprints. What is the blueprint about? It is about the development of the state for the greatest number of people. And who belongs to this greater number of people? Of course, the masses. The people who are not in the elite class. For someone at that level to be taking care of their interests, to have them in focus, I think is a gift from God. It's not every rich person that wants to lift somebody up. And when people say, oh, he's rich, you just have to be up to be able to lift up the people down. You can't be down and lifting up. Both of you can't be at the same level. You have to be up to lift up somebody's hand. I see in him, perhaps I've only met him once or twice in my life as a journalist. The first time was in the US when he was in exile, and I was there on International Visitors Program, and Susan Rice then had a program, Nigeria at the Crossroads. That was during the days of Abacha. And he spoke. I saw in him, and I still see in him, a man who believes in Nigeria, a leader with a vision. People say the problem of Nigeria is leadership. It's not just leadership, but leaders with vision. You can be a leader and have no good vision. Here is a man who believes that, yes, I have a vision, but I cannot drive it alone. Therefore, he goes to pick the brightest and the best, irrespective of where they come from. Another reason I think that Bola Asiwaju should be celebrated today, here is a man who places humanity above religion. And I'm saying this from what I know. We all didn't choose our religion from heaven. We went the way our parents showed us. How do you, I mean, a lot of credit should be given to a man who was born and bred and practicing Muslim and built a church. The church in Alausa wasn't there until he became governor. And he said, look, if you have the Nasfat built here, the people who are in the other religion too should have a place of worship. It takes a large heart to be able to do that. And I see that what he practices in his domestic life is what he does in public. You know, his wife is an assistant pastor, and he is a Muslim. I mean, to live in that type of home, and there's no tension and there's peace, it takes a large heart, you know. So I think that Bola Tinubu, history will be kind to him, though you may, as an emerging political figure, there are different views. Nobody is a saint. Nobody is an angel. We all have our good sides and our, low sides. But where your positive sides outweigh your low sides, then you can walk tall. Now, what am I saying? For people to believe in another person, to see so much about him and celebrate him, there must be something that they have said. And one point Alhaji Lema Jibril made, and which I agree with 100%, is that this man has a forgiving spirit. You can't try it with some other leaders. He has a forgiving spirit. Many of those he has helped to lift up, some of them for some reasons, personal interest, ambition, yes, they conflict, but we don't want to mention names. Many of them have since reconciled, and they are working together today. So in future, political scholars will have to study the man Bola Ahmed Tinubu. especially his exceptional networking strategy.
Right.
Here is a man who believes in strategy. You know, before he came, we never used to have information and strategy ministry. We used to have information and culture. Since Lagos State introduced it, and I think it started with Mr. Dele Alake, all other states have started falling in line.
Okay.
They now talk of information and strategy.
Strategy
Was hidden somewhere before until somebody came and pushed it to the front burner.
It's all right. Thank you so much, Fumi Kumalafe, for giving us all of that insight. It's really amazing. Thank you very much for what you do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great.